There's Miku for you, Chris, in Australia. Say hi, Miku. Say hi. You being a good birdie. Say hello. He's standing on his teddy bear. Say hello, Miku. Well, I guess he's just being shy. So anyways, there's Miku. What are you doing, Miku? Miku! Come on. Come here. Come here, baby boy. What a pretty birdie. Step up. Anyway, there's Miku. Now on to the video. Hi everyone, welcome back to a new tutorial, and in this tutorial I want to show you how to make a Christine bracelet. I'm making this dedicated to a lovely lady in Australia, so I thought this would be a really pretty bracelet to make in dedication to her. It is using a lot of Potomac Bead Company's beads. Now, in this one here, I used Honeycomb and Discduos. In the one I'm going to show you today, I'm going to use the round trios, the Discduos, and the Honeycomb beads. So the Discduos and the round trios are exclusive beads that you can only get from Potomac Bead Company. And the rest of the beads are just our regular beads, which are an 8/0, a 15/0, and a Miniduo bead. And you can get these from almost anywhere as well. So I am going to make some adjustments in here. So where you see I put a honeycomb, I'll be using one row of honeycomb, one row of disc duos, and one row of the round trios. I'm just going to change it up so you guys can see that you can use different beads, any 2-hole beads. You can probably use the round duo beads that Potomac also have an exclusive bead as well. So this is really pretty. I really like this. The thickness of it is fairly wide, as you can see, but it's a nice bracelet and it's comfortable. Now for the closure, I haven't decided what I'm going to do. I left this here like this because I don't know what kind of closure I'll do, and I'll do it as I go along. On one side of this, I didn't add enough 15/0s on one side, so it pulled tight here, whereas over here I used a right amount of 15/0s in here, so it makes it not buckle on you. On this side it buckled, this side it didn't. It stayed nice and flat, and over here it buckled. So in this bracelet, again, I'm going to be using honeycomb beads. So this is your new honeycombs, and I'm using them in full Labrador silver. I'm using black disc duos, which I absolutely love these disc duos, and they are just a tiny 2-hole bead, and it's a flat bead. So as you can see, it's not a round one. And I'm using the trio beads, which are 3 holes, but I'm only going to be using 2 holes. Again, that's why you can use the round duo beads that they offer. I'm using an 8/0 in, I don't know this color, but it's in package somewhere. It's labeled. Just don't know where the package is. So I have no idea right now. Anyway, I'm using a Silverline 15/0 seed bead, and I am using white luster pearl. I think that's what these are called. I wouldn't know, because when you buy beads from Beadaholic, they don't tell you the color. It just says check glass Miniduo 2-hole. They don't tell you the color that that's the only company I know of that does not put their colors on anything that they sell you. Which I wish they would, but they don't. But I know these are a white luster, so that's what those are. And that's what I'm going to be using in this. So it's going to be a little bit different than this. I used Honeycomb and Discduos only in this sample piece that I made. So, and I am going to be using a size 10 beading needle and 6-pound Fireline. So I'm going to go thread on a hunk of thread and set this one aside for now. Let's get some thread out. So I don't know, let's see, let's take, and this is 6-pound. I am going to take a fair chunk because I hate adding thread. What? What'd you say, Miko? Alright, now I am going to flatten this end. Thread it. Okay. So, yeah, I did take quite a chunk. Now, what you want to do to get started is you need a stop bead. So just pick up one of your 8/0s and bring it right down to the end of your thread. Wow, I took a lot of thread. That was just crazy. And just run your needle from the bottom back up through your bead like that, and do it again so it's good and secure like that. Okay, before I go any further, I wanted to show you guys what I received from one of my beading fans, and this is why I named this bracelet after this lady who stitched an entire area. This is all stitched with thread of Miku. And then she made a frame that even has his name embossed on the actual frame itself. It is absolutely the most adorable gift I ever received in my life. Is this hand stitch. It's like a cross stitch, but it's not. It's like little V's. I should come up close so you guys can see it. It's just incredible. She did such an amazing job. She is an artist, I can tell you that much. She actually did this from a picture that she got of mine of Miku. And this is a real picture of baby Miku. Is this not adorable? Absolutely stunning. And I love the matted frame. I just haven't found a perfect frame for it. She did make this one. I received it broken here. I guess the mailman broke it. But I haven't been able to fix it. So I'm going to get it in a frame before it actually gets more broken. Mind you, it's in a safe place right now. But that was not broken by me. That was broken in the mail. And she signed it. It's just absolutely beautiful. Is this not a gorgeous job? I want to say a million thank yous to Chris in Australia for this beautiful picture of Miku. I will treasure this for forever and ever. And it looks just like him. It's a spitting image of him. So beautiful. All the fine details and all the outlining that she did, it's just amazing. So I wanted to share this with you guys. I never expected anything from my bead fans, and getting something like this was out of this world. And it was kind of like a puzzle to the actual piece itself. She sent a whole bunch of notes, letters, and I just didn't understand it until I actually, like she said in the letters, I wouldn't understand until I actually got to this piece. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. All right. Okay, now to get started, let me come up a wee bit closer. I got my stop bead on. Now I'm going to be working with just 3 of my honeycomb beads. So I'm going to pick up one, go through one hole of my honeycomb, pick up a mini duo, pick up a honeycomb, a mini duo, and a honeycomb. Like that. And just bring them down to your stop bead. Wow, did I ever pull a lot of thread? Okay, so you should have this. Now, what you're going to do is you're just going to take your thread. Wait, did I? Sec. I just had to refer back to my work. Okay, so just take your thread and drop it into the next, you're coming out of one of the holes on the honeycomb, you're going to go into the next hole. And just pull your thread nice and tight. Like that. Oops. Like that. Okay? Now you're going to pick up a mini duo and you're going to go into the next hole. So I'm working out of the second holes now of my honeycomb beads. Okay? And just pull your thread through. Like that. And keep your thread pulled tight. Pick up another, whoops, another mini duo and then go through the next hole of the next bead like that. That's a massive amount of thread, Ruby. What the heck? So you should have this little piece like that. Okay, so now we are going to pick up our disc duos. So first of all, we need our 8/0s because we're going to be putting an 8/0 on the end to hide our thread. So pick up an 8/0 and a disc duo. Like that. And then just go into the next, so you're coming out here, go into the next mini duo like that. And go into the second hole. Like this. Okay? So you have this. Pick up a disc duo and go into the next mini duo like this. Okay. Placing that there, so you have your 8/0 here. Okay, pick up a mini duo and pick up an 8/0. So we're at the end. Pick up a mini duo and an 8/0 and you're going to go back into this first hole of your honeycomb, plus you're going to go into the mini duo as well. Like that. Because every second row you're going to have to do it this way. Because we're doing odd count peyote. Okay, so pull this nice and tight like that. Now bring your needle up through the second hole of the mini duo and back into that last disc duo that you put on, like that. So I'm not into this hole yet. I'm going to go into that hole next, but you can't jump from the disc duo or the mini duo and jump into that next one. So keep your work pulled tight. The very beginning of this is where you need to keep pulling your work tight. Now you're going to drop your needle. Don't worry about the threads because like I said, we're going to be putting 15 O's on the side here and it's going to hide all your threads. So not to worry about that. So just put your needle into that next hole. Okay? Like that. Now we're just going to work with 2 mini duos. So pick up a mini duo and go into the next hole of the next bead. Like that. Okay. and another Miniduo, checking to make sure both holes are open. Like that. Okay, so we're at this state. So this is what you should have. A row of honeycomb, a row of Discduos, but you can put whatever you want in here. Now, I'm going to pick up an 8/0 and go into one of the beginning holes of the round faceted trios. So we're not going to be using that center hole at all. So pick up an 8/0 and one end of your round trio bead. You can use the round trio or the round trio faceted ones. And these are the faceted ones. So I'm just going into the, and that can happen like this. Pick up another, make sure you're going in the correct hole because it's very easy to grab these wrong. Go into the next Miniduo like this. Okay, pick up another one and pick up an 8/0. So now you're going to go bring your needle back into you're going back into this row here. You're going to go back into the Discduo and into the Miniduo like this. Okay, so I'm going through the same holes in the previous round. Okay, and pull that tight in there. Now you're going to bring your thread up through the Miniduo. You're going to go up through it and back into that first hole of your round trio bead, or whatever bead you're using. You will need a 2-hole bead. You can make it with any 2-hole beads that you've got, like that. So now we have that. Okay, now you're going to take your thread, skip that middle hole if you're using these round trio beads. Skip the middle hole and just go into the end one. And now we're going to add our row of Miniduos in here. So let's pick up a Miniduo and go into that next hole of your round trio bead, like that. And pick up another Miniduo and into the next hole of your round trio bead like that. Okay. Like this. Okay. So now we're going to add a row of Discduos. Okay. So this is what we have accomplished. This is very sparkly too, by the way. You can use whatever colors you want. So pick up an 8/0, a Discduo, and just go into the next hole, going back towards your beadwork into the Miniduo like that, and pull. I like to hold my stuff in place with my fingers because everything always seems to pull out on me like that. Just did. There. Okay, pull it tight, nice and tight. Make sure you pull that tight. Alright. Now pick up another Discduo into the next Miniduo. Again, I'm going to try and hold it in my fingers. Like that. Pull it tight. Discduo and an 8/0. Like this. And then you're just going to go back into this hole of your round trio bead and into that that Miniduo, and then pull like that. There we go. All right. So now let's get back up into the Discduo. So go up into the hole of the Miniduo and into the Discduo like that. Okay, pull. And you should hold it between your fingers because if it starts pulling loose on you, then that's going to get really frustrating. Ouch. Now we're going to add our row of mini duos. So go into your next hole. Like you can see my thread here. You can see it across here. But we are going to hide it with 15-0s. Or whatever you want to put in there. You don't even have to use 15-0s. You can use whatever you want. Mini duo, pick it up and go into the next disc duo like that. Pick up another mini duo and go into the next disc duo. Like that. Now we're going to add our honeycomb beads. So I'm going to grab 3 of these. Love these honeycomb beads. So pretty. Pick up an 8-0 and a honeycomb bead on your needle. You're coming out of your disc duo. Now you're just going to go back towards your beadwork and go into the mini duo and hold it. Hopefully it doesn't snag on me. Like that. Okay. Pick up a honeycomb bead into the next. Holding your beads between your fingers. Whoa. I lost my thread. There we go. Making sure I'm pulling the right one. There we go. Pull tight. Honeycomb bead and an 8-0. And now back into your disc duo. And into your, always drop down when you adding your row of your big beads. Always drop down in the back row and into the bead and into the mini duo. Okay? Because the mini duo is your leeway to go back into this bead you just put on. So if you're not in that, you're going to skip across. If you just go into this disc duo, you're going to skip across and you're going to have a thread there. So go into the mini duo and then into the next hole of the mini duo and into your 2-hole bead, which in my case is the honeycomb. Honeycomb, won't you be my baby? Honeycomb, won't you be? There. And this is what you're going to do for the entire round. Like, I could have used a different color in here, which probably would have been nicer than using full Labrador and those as well, but it's black and silver, so we're just going to leave it at that. And these are my sister's colors, so I'm not going to make this very big. My next row I do is going to be my Discduo Beads. Always remember, you're coming out there, you've got to go into the next hole. Now when you finish with a round of your beads, the ones with your 2-hole or 3-hole, whatever you're using, you know you've got to put a mini duo in between. Okay, so you're going to pick up a mini duo, go into the next bead, like that. Pick up a mini duo, and into the next bead. And then you can begin adding your next group of 2-hole beads. Like that. And always remember to pick up with an 8-0 and end with an 8-0. So I'm picking up an 8-0 and a Discduo bead, and I'm going in here. Like that. Pick up a Discduo, go into the next bead. Like that. And a Discduo and an 8-0. And then back into my honeycomb bead and into my mini duo bead. Like that. And pull tight. And then back up into the mini duo and into the disc duo. But remember, when you exit out of that bead, you're not in the right hole. Okay, because you always have to go across and go back into this hole. and then get ready to add your mini duos in there. So there's what this is going to look like. I really should have used a different color of these faceted rounds, but I'm not going to change it now. Okay, so I'm going to go off camera. You guys are just going to keep repeating this till you get to the length that you want. Now for lengthwise, I really don't know how long you're going to make it. I don't know how big our clasp is going to be, but always a rule of thumb is to make sure you leave at least 1 inch for your closure, always. So if you're making a 7.5, you're going to make it a 6.5 length bracelet. I am going to try and end with what I started with. So if I started with my honeycomb, I want to end with a honeycomb, okay? I don't want to end with these or these or these. It'll just throw the pattern right off. Okay, so I'm going to go finish doing this, and then I'm going to come back. That's actually really pretty with the silver and the black. I really do like it with these just little hint of purple on the side. Okay, I'm going to go finish this and I'll come back and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so we've gotten this far. Look at how pretty this is. I think this is just absolutely stunning. It's got that hint of sparkle from the faceted round trio beads. So I think it's perfect. Now, you are coming out of, when you put your last of your mini duos on, because make sure you put these on, because you have to end the same way that you started so we can add our closure. Alright, so now that you're coming out of this hole, you're going to have to go right across into all the bottom of your beads like this, and keep going across into each bead, including, don't forget, the mini duo. I'm working out of the bottom holes right now, and into that mini duo, or that honeycomb bead. Alright, so now what you're going to do is put your needle into the first honeycomb and the first mini duo, like that. And then you're going to go into the second one like that. I was going to work on it on the outside, but I prefer to work on it on the inside of your mini duos like this. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure we could fit that in there. We can. So pick up, and I'm going through the center hole of the round trio bead. Okay, so I'm not going in the ends, I'm going into the center holes like this. I'm just going to fill a space in there like that. Okay, so now I have something to work out of. Like this. So the gap is filled in there. Now I'm going to use a cup button, but one sec, I gotta go get one that can match this. Okay, now I've got a half Labrador cup button here. I did pick up 3 15-ohs, so pick up 3 15-ohs. You're coming out of your mini duo, but you want to go into the hole on the outside of the mini duo, or of the round trio bead. So we're coming out of the middle of it. Now we're going to go into the top of it like this, and we're going to add 3, pull it tight, 3 15-ohs, and you're going to pick up 3 more like this, and now you're just going to go right through. Okay, I can't do it that way. Now you're going to go through the mini duo and back into the center of it and then into, just kind of reinforcing it, that's all, like this. So we have this. Now you're going to go back up into your mini duos, or your 15-0s, and into the center of that, or into the outside, and don't catch any 15-0s, because now we're going to put our cup button on and pull it nice and tight like that. Okay, so this is what you should have. Okay, so to add our cup button, I'm not going to add a whole bunch of beads in here. I am going to pick up, let's see, let's pick up 2 15s, a Miniduo, and an 8-0. And now let's pick up our cup button. Pick up 1, 2, 3 15s. That should cover it. Let me just check. I'm just bringing this all down to my work. Yeah, 3 is going to do it. Now drop down into the next hole of your cup button like this. Pick up an 8-0. Now go through the other hole of your mini duo that you put on. So I'm going through the second hole of it, like this. And then I'm going to pick up 2 15s. And then I'm just going to go right back through the same hole I'm coming out on that round trio bead. So no 15-0s in there. And then pull and see how this looks. Perfect. Okay? So now you're just going to go right through all those beads and reinforce it. So we're going to go back up into the 2 15s, into the mini duo, the 8-0, and into the 15s, cup button, and into the 15s on top, like that. And if I were you, I would definitely snag that 15 coming up. Going down, it's not going to be as hard. Okay, so there's 2 times, and give it a good tight pull. So it's good and strong. And then back through your round trio bead without snagging anything. Did I snag? I sure did. There we go. Oh, jeez. I just keep snagging and snagging. There we go. And you're going to go through that one more time. Okay? So go back up into it one more time. So into the 2 15s, the mini duo, the 8-0, if you can, and into the cup button, and catch that 15-0. Okay, doesn't want me to. Let's see if I can catch all 3 of them. It is very hard to do it this way. Yeah, you need to definitely snag that 15 before you pull that needle through. Like that. There we go, got it. Whew, okay. First try. And again, I'm going to pull my thread tight. Now you can go across the middle one. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, it's still kind of not good. But I still got it. And then down the other side. Alright, so we're done with our cup button, and it's secure in there. It looks really pretty. Like this. And then you're going to go into the round trio bead. And you can snag those beads now because you're going to go back down. Like that. So it's nice and tight. So now go down the 3 beads that we picked up. And I don't know how many we're going to need to go. Well, I would say just pick up 1 more and go right across. Actually, don't pick up any more. There. I'm not going to add any more in there. I don't want to overkill. So back down, I'm going back down the Miniduo, and I want to work my way so I'm coming out of this you can only snag a few because this is getting tight in here, so that's what you want it to be, as tight. There we go. Voila, we did it. There. Now our cup button is secure. And look at that. Look how pretty. Okay. Now we need to go across, drop down here. We could add some 15-0s in here to avoid having thread showing here. We could do that. Let's see how some 15-0s look. Let's try 4. Let's go into the next one and see how that looks. That way we can hide our thread. Okay, yeah, 4 will work. So pick up 4 15s in there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pick up 5 15s. Wait, you're going to pick up 5 or 4? What did I do? I think I picked up 5. And you're going to go straight across, working out of your 8-0s. You're going to go straight across into the next 8-0, like this. Okay, pick up 5. And then go across into the next 8-0. Like that. Okay, 5. Into the next 8-0. Like that. So this is what you've got so far. And this is hiding your thread on the edge where we show some of our threads here. Not so much on that side, but all on this side. Your thread showing should be all on one side actually. Pick up 5. Okay, I've got a funky weird 15-0 that I'm just going to do away with. And I just threw it on the floor. It's so tiny. I'll just suck it up with the vacuum. And 5. So just pick up 5 15-0s and go directly across into each 8-0, adding 5 15-0s. Now that will only work if you used the same beads I did. If you didn't use the same kinds of beads, you will have to adjust it in here. Just be careful when you pull it tight that none of this buckles. Okay, so when I'm pulling this, I'm holding this and pulling it, this is not buckling in here. That's what you want to avoid. No buckling. So I'm just going to keep on doing this till I get to the other end here, and then I'm going to come back and show you how to finish off this side. and how to tie this off, and I'll be back. So continue doing that, adding 5 in between all of your 8/0s on your outer edges on here. I'll be back. Okay, so I have put on all my 15/0s on this one side only, and I have ended here where my stop bead is, and that's where you should be too. So pull your stop bead off, and now you're going to tie your working thread to your tail thread. Okay, so just take these two and tie them together nice and tight. And again, another knot, and tie it tight, and that's it. And then you're gonna put a needle on your tail thread and weave it in. Now you're going to take your needle and go through the bottom holes of these ones across the top here, just like we did on the other end. So I'm going through the honeycomb, the Miniduo, like this, trying to pull that knot inside, but won't work until I put a needle on there and weave it all in. Now, I don't think I'm going to get these last ones in a pass. So, we'll just go through the Miniduo. Okay, and now into the honeycomb bead. Like that. And then go into the top hole of that and go right across the top till you get to the second Miniduo, like this. Okay, and I'm coming out of that bottom hole of the Miniduo, and then I'm going to put my needle into the top hole of the Miniduo like this, and then I'm going to pick up a round duo, a round trio bead in the middle of the 3 holes. So I'm coming out of that middle hole, and then I'm just going to go into the next Miniduo. So we're just going to repeat what we did on the other side on this side. Then you're going to pick up 3 15s, and then you're going to go into the hole, the outer hole of the round trio. So I'm coming out of this hole now, like this, and pull it tight, and then pick up 3 15s, and then go back into the Miniduo and back into the same holes of the round trio bead, going into the middle hole, if it'll let me, but I can't do it that way, it's too awkward. So I'm going in that one and in the middle hole like this. And then you're just going to go ahead and reinforce that one time. Wait, what happened here? Yeah. Now into this other end and pull it nice and tight. Okay? So it should look like that. Now drop down into there and just work your way across your bead. Like this. Pull it nice and tight. Okay. Into the Miniduo. Like that. And then into the it's not going to be easy, and it worked. So now we are reinforced. As soon as we come out of the Miniduo here, I probably pulled it so tight that Can't even get it out. My needle. There we go. I got it through. So I just went through all my beads here. And that didn't work. Alright. Yeah, I bet you I pulled that. I know I did. Yeah, I kind of figured that happened. Snagged my 15-ohs, and it still wants to snag them. Why, I don't know. There. Alright, now I'm just going to go up in here to the 3/15s, and then I'm going to begin, I'm going to go into the top hole without snagging any 15s. And we will use, let's see, let's use 15s. I don't know how many. One, I'm just going to count a bunch out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. My needle's bent. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And 30 doesn't look like enough. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Okay, so I've put on 40. Let's check and see if this is enough. Well, the only way to check it really is to go through and pull it. Without snagging any beads, I'm going through here, making sure I'm going in that outer hole of the trio bead. Let's check and see if 30 is enough. So I'm going to hold that tight, or 40, if 40 is enough. 40 might be too much. I don't know. Seems like it's too much. Yeah, what do you think? Too many. Alright, so it's probably just as easy for me to take my needle off than it is to try and pull that through all there. So I am going to take off 4 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 should cut it. Now we have 36 15-ohs and a super bent needle. Okay, I hate bent needles. Alright, so let's try this again. Back into the Miniduo, or it's the trio bead. Like that. And not any 15-ohs on either side of that trio. You don't want to snag those. Ooh boy, now that looks small. Let's check it. Nope, it works. Alright, so now you got to go and reinforce these. So you got to go up through all 36 beads without skipping any. Alright. I'm trying to do it on camera here. Don't want to skip any. And back into your trio bead. And I would say that it would be a good thing to reinforce it one more time. But let me just check and make sure that's going to fit. And it does. It's always good double checking after you've tightened that. So, one more time. Come on, you could do it. Try not to pull it too tight, because then you'll buckle all your beads. And then it'll look stupid. You want them to all sit pretty. Going down, 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 down. Alright, so into my trio bead, and then into the 15 O's that are on the side there, the 3 that we put on. So there. If you don't do it super tight, they won't pucker. And into there. Then into there. I gotta go into these beads in the bottom here. Like that. I'm going across because now we need to go down this side and add our 15 O's over there. And there we go. Don't pull too tight. Leave a little bit of room to play. Like that. And then unfortunately you have to go across here and back that way to get on the other side. And that's how your needle gets bent. Still got play in there. Like that. And then drop down into the honeycomb, the bottom of it, and work your way across. Actually, this end here, well, we didn't put, you know what? Go back out. I screwed up. We need to be coming out of that one, the top there, so we can add our 3 here, which we didn't add. So I'm going to pick up 3. 1, 2, 3 15s. Coming out of the top one, I'm going to go into the bottom one like this. So we can finish this off completely with our 3. Like that. So we have 3 here, and we have 3 there. So it's matching. Alright, my camera's going to die. I gotta go plug it in. Okay, so I'm back here. It's plugged in now. I am trying to find a way to get up into that bead there, and I really don't know how I'm going to do it. So maybe I'll just cheat. Since it is a very tight space, might want to use a smaller needle. Oh, boy. There we go. There we go. I am just going to cut across and go in there. I'm not going to go through all this hassle. And you can't even see that thread anyway, so I'm not worried about it. So pick up 1, 2, 3 of your 15s and go across into the next 8 like that. So now it's matching to the other side. Making sure my loop fits perfectly around the cup button. And now you're just going to pick up 5 and continue down this side, adding 5 between all of your 8/0s. And my needle is so bent, it drives me crazy like that. Like this, okay? So I'm going to go finish doing that all the way down this side, okay? I'm going to finish putting 15/0s here, and I'll come back and show you the finished bracelet, and I'm probably just going to go tie all these ends off. Okay, and I'll be back. Okay, so I've gotten to my very last 15s, and now I'm at that end last 8/0. So here's where you're going to pick up your 3 15s, and you're going to go into the top hole of the honeycomb bead. So we're going in this way. So we have our 3 beads on this side as well. Okay, so now you're just going to tie off your thread because we are complete. And I'm just going to get across here, if I can. Yeah. Go across your beads here and work your way down the other side and start tying half hitch knots. And I'm just going to tie them on the 8/0 row and the 15s. So I'm going to get through. Actually, I picked up 4 15s here. Kind of thought that didn't look right. Damn. So make sure you pick up 4 everywhere. Go through my 15s on this side here, and then I'm going to tie my thread off. What a big hunk of waste of thread, and it's kind of thinning in spots, so I'm not going to reuse it. So pull that tight into my 8/0 and then across into the 15s. Actually, I'm going to tie another one right there. I'm going to wrap my needle twice around there so it's good and secure. There we go. There. Now through the 15s. First the 8/0 and then the 15s. Like that. Tie another half hitch knot. And I'm going to wrap my thread twice, or my needle twice, and pull. And I'm going to do another one. So I'm just going to double it here and then weave through some beads and pull it very slowly when you're doing double surgeon's knots. Okay, so I'm going to go through some beads now. I'm just going to go through some center beads here. Hell, might as well tie a half hitch knot there too. Why not? If I can. Sure, why not? And there. Pull very careful and done. And alright, we are good. Now pull that knot in there, turn it off as close to my beadwork as I can without cutting it. And now the this end here, we need to put our needle on it. You guys know me, I hate working with bent needles so much. But I'm not going to get a new needle just to tie threads off. I actually just basically want to weave this in, but I'm going to go through the 8/0 and the 15s, just like I did the other one. Trying to snag them all, but the needle's too bent. Oopsies. And we'll go through this 2 times too. Pull it tight. And through some more beads. I realize we already tied it off with the working thread, but I don't know. I just find it secure adding extra knots. Doesn't hurt anything. Come on. There we go. There we go. And one more. I'm a knot freak. I hate to give this bracelet to someone and then it falls apart. That wouldn't be nice. There we go. And now I'm just going to work my way through some beads in the middle here. There we go. And cut it off. And that needle is garbage. There we go. And this thread, because it's ran through, it's kind of thinned in different spots. So it's not a good idea if you cut a big long piece like this to reuse it, because you can see where it's starting to fray. You don't want to reuse that in a new project. Well, unfortunately, I can't try this bracelet on because I made it for my sister because these are her colors, silver and black, and it don't fit me. So it's about a 7 1/4 to 7 1/2. I think it's small. Okay, so this is the Christine bracelet, dedicated to Christine in Australia, who sent me that gorgeous picture she made of Miku. So I think you guys will really like this project. It's a lot of fun. These kind of look like little tiny buttons. You know? Look at how pretty it sits on the wrist. It's not too wide. I mean, you can do it too wide if you want, but then you're working with even count peyote, so remember that. And again, you can use whatever 2-hole beads you've got. Try different beads if you don't have any of the Potomac's exclusive beads, the round duos and the, or not the round, well, the round duos. You can use the round trios, the disc duos. I love these disc duos too. They're just so cute. They're like a little saucer. Anyway, I hope you guys had fun. I did. This bracelet's really cute. It's really pretty. And I'm going to see you guys soon on the next video. Bye everyone.